Hello everyone, welcome to the Learn.Build Data and DevOps Day 1. This is Lakshit Pant from Azure Developer Community, and we have our expert speaker, expert mentor for next couple of days for for this initiative, Mr. Divakar sir. Divakar sir has been contributing with us for since very long, as his contributions are very exceptional. He is a certified big data professional, technology lead at Infosys. He has been doing this for a long, and I hope you will enjoy under his mentorship. And we are going to build a project that will cover a little bit, that will be most around multiple things around Azure, like automated invoice processing that will help you make a solution for growing business seeking for enhanced operational efficiency, reduce cost, optimize their financial processes, and multiple things. So not wasting much more time, I'll quickly pass on the stage to Divakar sir, and I urge all of you to please build and try to build hands on and just take some notes and put some in, because we have some incredible specs for all the those who will write some good notes or handouts. And especially for projects, definitely you have to, yes, you have to make you have to make this projects alongside. But if you will make notes, that is always a plus one from our side, so definitely go ahead with that. So over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Lakshit. Hi everyone. So, I'm very happy to meet every one of you. So, today we'll be starting to learn about uh, automated process invoice management actually. So, I'll share my screen and explain it how we are going to plan the next few days. So, yeah, I hope everyone can see it. So,
Yes.
today what we are going to deal is something like automated invoice processing. So, this is something plays a very crucial role in all of the major organizations which are dealing with a lot of B2C process where the business has to interact with the customers. So let's just say like I'm a business owner and I have to deal with a lot of invoices every day, right? Depending upon my business. So what happens is like I have to process tons and tons of volumes of these one. I mean invoices. Okay. In that case, what I would be doing is I would usually by the manual process I would employ a lot of resources. I'll ask them to go through it and make the arrangements, right? But that is a very tedious process, time consuming and labor intensive. Okay, so what we are planning to do is we are trying to automate this entire workflow. Okay, starting from bill collection to understanding what sort of data are we going to process and how we are planning to extract it, then how we are planning to even use it. Okay, then later we'll store it and maybe even we can add another analytics functions. So based on that, the business can derive some knowledge out of it. Okay, so that's going to be our key role today. So myself, Divakar. So I work as a technology lead in Infosys. I'm a certified big data developer. My core interest lies into backend developing, and I've built several applications. I'm a open source contributor too. So feel free to scan the code and like catch me up on LinkedIn. We can connect over a quick talk. We can discuss about your projects or any other things. Okay. So going forward. So here the problem statement is as I said earlier, the major problem lies is collection of invoices, okay, and then understanding and extracting the feeds from those invoices. So these are the very crucial part here. So let's say like I run a business, okay, I'm a banking business. So I would require to process a lot of loan documents, right? So I would be getting a lot of applications every day. Okay, so processing them manually is very tedious. Like nowadays, we still use a lot of hard copy papers for documentation and other stuff. So I'd be fetching all these documents, and collecting is a very crucial role here. So that is the first problem. Collecting all sort of documents and indexing them, managing them is a first problem, and then extracting those feeds. So I need to understand what sort of document it is, and contextually I should understand it. So we'll be exploring possible ways of using LangChain or some sort of AI to understand the context of a particular document. Okay, once that is done, next big deal is we have to extract it and update it to our databases for later processing. So that is another thing. And based on that, we can derive a lot of calculations. We can share these details to other businesses and other things. Okay. So that is our key problem statement today. And how we are going to engage it is, we'll see in the future. Okay. So as I said earlier, invoice collection, so that is something very crucial. So what we'll plan to do is we'll just let's assume that we'll be uploading these things, like I'll take a photograph of a particular invoice, I'll upload it to the any of the services that we build. Okay. Later, data extraction. Here what happens is, like, we'll use OCR. OCR stands for optical character recognition. So it will just go through the entire document, extract it, and it will save these data into some place. Okay, as we mentioned earlier, validation and verification is something like let's say, like I mean, not every model is accurate, right? So not all the AI models are accurate. Everything has a error rate. So first, we'll just upload all these documents. Then we need to do a manual validation, or we can do an automated validation. Automated validation checks us a lot of time, saves us a lot of time. Okay, so here we'll build a separate model, or we have separate services in Azure, which will help us to validate and verify whether the document, whatever we have scanned, is in the right format or not. If not, we'll just find a way to fix these things. Okay, and we can tweak or tune our particular model to do a proper extraction. Then comes the data entry and integration. So here comes the major part, where larger enterprises require different formats of ingestion. Ingestion is a format of dumping the data into their data lakes. Okay, so, or the data warehouse. So that is another big deal. This plays a very crucial role in larger organization. Then approval, these things are basic formats. Okay, and key benefits of this is the using automated process is like the efficiency. Okay, this thing improves the efficiency. Okay, instead of, let's say, like, I need to hire 50 members, instead of that, I can just use a simple function built with Azure. Okay, that will save us a lot of time and cost. Accuracy, the more and more you make your model to read or analyze your data, the more accurate it becomes. Cost saving, of course. Visibility and control. So this is something which is more crucial in larger organization, where it allows business to monitor, manage the financial operations. So this will help you to have a total visibility of your entire structure. Scalability, so let's say, like, today I get around 10 documents per day, and in future I have around 10,000 documents per day. So it's not going to affect me, right? So this is a single process, but ideally, like, I can just scale it up, and the operation grows bigger, and it's easier to manage it. Compliance, again, automation, validation, so these things are compliance. So let's say, like, I screen some sort of sensitive data. Okay, I mean, I would be reading some email IDs, phone numbers, or a date of birth or blood group. These kind of details are highly sensitive, right? So they should be monitored and dealt with a serious compliance. Okay, so for that, we'll have a separate policies. Okay, based on the companies and organizations, and the data will be stored accordingly. Okay, so how we are going to handle this entire project? So what we'll do is, we'll use Azure for this entire process. So Azure offers us a lot of solutions to do this. Okay, so we'll try to do an end-to-end project. Okay, how we are going to handle it and other things. So in Azure, we have something called as form recognizer. So earlier, before this Azure service, what we usually do is we write code to build some sort of OCR model. Okay, so what it will do is, once I give this document, the model trains on particular data, then it helps me to extract it, then I have to fine tune it based on your data. So let's say, like, you have a document which has Times New Roman as a font, and I have another one which uses Calibri. Okay, so in that case, it is not going to match, right? Also, language is another problem here. But what Microsoft is helping us to do is, like, it helps us to use, like, Azure Form Recognizer as a service, where it has its own inbuilt machine learning models, where it has been trained on tons and tons of data. Okay, so they have already trained it, and it's been prepared, built ready as a service where you can just do a subscription. Okay, it comes with the API endpoints where you can just upload your data and it can do the remaining processing on the cloud, and you'll get the output directly on your edge device. So that is another service. So these are kind of services which it offers. Okay, so here we'll be using Azure Form Recognizer. So it will do all the extracting learning models. Okay, so that is where we'll be using it. And you can also choose a lot of different models based upon your requirement. So what we have to keep in mind is we have to choose the best optimized model, or else the cost and cost of choosing each model has a cost usage, right? So you have to choose a model that is more relevant to your business need. If you're choosing a bigger model, in that case, like, your cost will be, I mean, your bill will be skyrocketing. So you have to keep those kind of things in mind. So we'll be going through these in the upcoming classes. So Azure function is something, it's an event driven model. Okay, so let's say, like, I just upload my code into some sort of data structure. Okay, let's say Azure storage. Okay, we'll be seeing it in later part, but let's say, like, I upload it. So once it uploads, I need the Azure Form Recognizer to start automatically for extracting the features. Okay, in order to do this kind of an automation, I'll use Azure functions. Okay, so that is a event driven model. Okay, so we'll use these things. Okay, we'll learn how to do it, we'll learn how to tweak it. Okay, there are it is both time driven as well as event driven. Time driven is something like you can choose a particular timer to run, like every day or every hour or something like that. Or event driven is based upon a particular event that it gets published whenever you do some sort of activity in your Azure or any other thing. Okay, so that is one thing. And then, so Azure storage, so this is a blob storage. So all the documents whichever we dump into your particular storage will be considered as a blob storage. Okay, so what we'll do is initially we'll upload all our documents into Azure storage. Okay, and we'll save it, and we'll later retrieve it based upon our needs. Okay, so once after storing it, we need to understand where we have stored it and how to access it, right? We need some sort of structure for handling these kind of things, right? So that's where Azure SQL database comes in. Okay, so once we store it, we'll just use Azure SQL database for keeping track of what sort of data have I been uploading it. And later we can extract those key features and also store it on as Azure SQL. So let's say, like, in case if I need to build a portal. Okay, and I'm just going through particular data and I just want to extract something like let's say, like, which loan document has whose name or something like that. In that case, I can build a simple framework which will just go through this Azure SQL and check, or even write a SQL query, check which customer has subscribed to what event, and we'll get those data. Okay, so these are the Azure components that we are going to use in our upcoming project. Okay, and yeah, sorry. And next thing is the most crucial thing. Okay, so this is something called as transparency accountability. So since we are going to be dealing with sensitive data, we need to have some sort of policies, right? Some sort of data governance. So when once we are getting data, we have to manage some sort of authentication, right? We have to engage in some sort of way to authenticate that this is our particular user and save these data. We can use some sort of encryption and in transit encryption for transferring and downloading the files. Okay, and we'll have these kinds of policies configured using our Azure Active Directory. So this is another key framework which every organization uses. So Azure Active Directory is kind of like a security guard. You can assume him like a security guard. So once you give your credentials, he'll validate your credentials. Okay, only then he'll allow you to run any sort of services. Okay, so this is kind of a security guard is like a monitoring tool, like it'll monitor all your services individually. We can configure it, and we can store and manage all our keys into Azure Key Vault. So that is another service where it's an encrypted. Okay, it's kind of a silo where whatever you store in is encrypted. Okay, uh, all sort of sensitive data will be placed under a key vault. Okay, even your certificates, keys, and everything. So it manages those kind of stuffs. And Azure Directory as a direct link to the key vault, so it will help us to authenticate as well as authorize any sort of user based upon the access controls that we grant to them. And the event up is something like it is used to like keep track of what sort of function has kicked in. Okay, as we spoke earlier, we have Azure functions, right? So this particular event hub, so it will help us to keep track of what a function has done, and it will keep track of all those logs, and we can use it for later functions. Okay, so these are the basic and key components that we are going to use in our upcoming project. Okay, so do you guys have any questions for me? So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly over LinkedIn, or you can comment or provide your feedback in your chat. Okay, so I can um, get in touch with you guys and help you out with your queries. Okay, so that's it for today's session. So let's connect soon, and we'll start with it. Okay, yeah. Okay, Janvi Chaudhary. Yeah. Do you have any question? You can type your question on your chat. Yeah. We can do it manually using typing code too. Yeah, obviously, yes, you can do it. Yeah, I'll try to cover that part too. Okay, no need to worry. So since it's an OCR, we can do it using, like, if you're familiar with Python, we have a lot of packages with doing that. We have Tesseract and other things. I'll try to cover that too in the sessions. Okay. So it will be a small hands-on coding practice. The only reason why we are using Azure services is like it's already a pre-trained model, right? So we don't need to like do a lot of effort. So they offer you the model and the endpoints. You can just connect and you can retrieve the data. But we can do a small session using coding, so everyone can learn how to do it. Okay, it will give you a better idea on how this entire form recognition works. Okay. Thanks, Janvi. Does anyone have any other questions?
Uh, I guess not right now, sir, because they are posting all the queries, maybe all every the GitHub repo in the comment section in the group only, the WhatsApp group only. So if they have
Okay.
some questions, they will be posting in the group, right? And thank you for so we are if you're done here. So thank you, sir, for joining in for the session, and we'll be continuing this further, everyone, for maybe. So in the next session, we will cover the rest of the part, and for today's session, that's it. So and just a quick recap, you all have to make a GitHub repo. I have already shared you the document of the project that you will be making for this entire cohort. So I have already shared you with that. So you have to just make a GitHub repo, update a README file, and you have to name your GitHub repo by Learn.Build and your project name. That's what you have to name. Okay, so that's total. That's you have to. That's a pretty much format. So that's it for today's guys. We will learn everything small in chunks every day something. So thank you for joining in, everyone. Thank you, sir, for being here. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Bye,
Bye.
Lakshmi.
Bye, everyone. Bye, sir.